Hi everyone, and welcome to our last week of PE home learning. We are outside, as you can see today, which can only mean one thing, that we're getting a different activity in. So we are going to be looking at, just like last week that we looked at the transferable skills, but last week we were using basketball and netball, all right? So we were looking at those transferable skills, and we were looking at focusing on our dribbling skills specifically. Today we're going to be looking at shooting, and we're going to be using football and hockey. So they are our two sports that we're going to be looking at the transferable skills over. So we are going to need, all right, a couple of different objects today. So we might need a little bit more than what we usually have. So we're going to need a football, round ball. It could be soft, it could be slightly harder, up to you, as long as it's round and you're able to strike it. We need some sort of smaller ball, ideally something that can be hit with a stick or a racket or something like that, just that we can use like this with a hockey stick. It can be pointed down, so it needs to be slightly longer and that you can strike a ball with. And then we need some marking objects. I am using cones today because obviously I have these cones. You might not have them, so as long as you've got maybe 15 objects, so they can be simple things as sticks, stones, anything that are at home that you guys got. It might be socks, it might be rolled up socks you might be using to mark. Anything like that is absolutely fine, all right? But that's what we're gonna need today. Now you know that, we can start our lesson, and our lesson is gonna start with what? Yep, it's gonna start with a warm-up. So we're gonna do number 1, pulse raising, number 2, dynamic stretches, and number 3, our fun game. So number 1, so we know, and we've done a lot of these PE home videos, so you should know exactly the types of things that we do in them. I'm gonna start by star jump. So it's gonna be out and in. So we're just working, again, I'm going to be timing. So with the time, remember, it's only 2 minutes of pulse raising and out and in, just nice and quick, just working arms and legs nice and wide, getting that heart beating. And if you're outside, it might be a little bit chilly, so you need to make sure that we're warming up correctly. Okay, I'm going to go with side stepping. So I'm just side stepping across. I might change directions and go round. I hope you're all doing this at home. Lots of different warm-up activities. Good, I might turn it into skips. Remember, arms and knees, alternate. So opposite arm, opposite knee. Good, I might be going backwards. And last couple I'm going to go into, I think we've got enough time, hops. So just single leg hops. And if one gets tired, you can change to the other. Good, and then 2-footed jumps. So we're just going to move forward with our 2. You might even want to challenge and go back. And again, change the direction so we're not always going the same. Good. So, pulse raising done. I can certainly feel my heart beating faster. Little bit, all right. I can feel the air, all right, going into my lungs. So I know that I'm warm, all right. Body feeling warmer than I was at the start. Job done, all right. Number 2, dynamic stretches. And remember, these are dynamic, so on the move. So we're gonna start high knees. Make sure we're following at home. Don't mind if you want to do any of your own. And heel flicks. The heels up to your bottom at back. Good, you might do some kicks. So straight leg, kick across, and try and touch your toes as you do it. Good, we're going to work one that you should all know well. So just lunges, and again, I'm moving as I do them. Good, I might do a couple others, things like arm rotations. So you might go forwards, back, and across. And I might do some twists. So ready for our shooting today? Twisting the body. Good, fantastic. All right, so now we've done that, we can go into our fun game. All right, and today we have Mr. Massey, who is going to be, if Mr. Massey comes and joins us, he is going to be the one talking. All right, so while I'm playing the game, Mr. Massey is going to be the one calling the commands that you need to be listening to. All right, so we're just going to play the freeze game. So the freeze game is generally something, if you haven't watched before, or you haven't played before, then we're going to be doing different things, different movements, different activities, and then when Mr. Massey says freeze, you've got to freeze very quickly. All right, if you're still moving, say for example you're still in the air with a jump, then that means that you lose a life, and you've got 3 lives. All right, so don't worry if you lose 1, because you've still got 2 more. So Mr. Massey, can I have my first instruction?
Just running around.
Running around, so fantastic, everyone loves running around. And Mr. Massey's going to change them whenever he's ready.
Hop in.
Hop in.
Freeze.
Oh, I was a little bit slow with that then. So just make sure at home that you're following along and you're freezing when the words are shouted.
Carry on hopping.
Hop in, so we continue to hop. Remember, if your legs get tired, you can change legs, it's not a problem.
Lunges.
Lunges. So walking lunges. You might want to have hands out in front, has a little bit of fun. Or hands up.
Freeze.
Oh, I think I managed to freeze there, did you? All right, good, because if you didn't, you've lost a life. And again, what's the next one, Mr. Massey?
Skipping.
Skipping, so we're skipping around. I'm going to go backwards, I'm going to be cheeky.
Side stepping.
And side step.
Freeze.
Did you freeze? Good. We're going to do one more ready. Give me something different, give me something new, Mr. Massey.
Just walk around doing arm rotations.
So we're walking, arm rotation, so it might be my upper body needs to freeze.
I'm going to do walking, opening the gates.
Oh, walking, opening the gates, so we're stretching our lower body. We've done those arms. Now the legs.
Now a bit of jumping.
Jumping.
Freeze.
Oh, I was almost in mid-jump then. Did you lose your life, or did you get through those 4 rounds without losing any lives? If you did, fantastic. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. All right, and now we're going to move on to our main lesson. Mr. Massey, thank you very much for your help. That was amazing. All right, sometimes we always need a little bit of support. We need a little bit of help. So we use our teammates, all right, to be able to help. Now, we're going to move on to our main part of our lesson. So I'm going to show you the setup. Once I've shown you the setup, then we can have a go and we can have a play. So what I'm going to ask you to do, we need 3 goals. So don't worry at home, most of you probably won't have 3 goals. And I understand that, and that's fine, because I don't have 3 goals at home. All right, but what you could do is you could get markers. So if we wanted to, we could place some cones like that. All right, and let me show you a little bit closer. So if we were here, we might make maybe a 2 or 3 yard goal, just like that. All right, so what I'm asking you to do is we need to create 3 goals. It might be with 3 sets of cones, it might be with 3 objects, anything you've got at home to create. All right, that's the first thing you need to do. If you want to pause the video and set that up, that will be great. All right, so pause the video, set your 3 goals up, and then unpause us ready for the next part. Okay, good. Hopefully you've had time to set your 3 goals up. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place a marker just inside of the post. So if you see this roll back here, I'm going to place just inside. There we go, like that. and I'm going to do the same for my other 2 goals. Once I've done that, all right, so that might be an opportunity for you to pause and do that as well, if you might forget the individual steps. So you need to create 3 goals, which hopefully you've done, then place a cone just inside each post to then create a second target. The third thing to set up would be some different positions to shoot from. So I'm going to just going to create 2. So I'm going to go 8 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to do 10. So I'm going to do another 2. Excellent, and that would be where I shoot from. So now I've created them, I now have either my hockey stick and hockey ball or my football. So what I'm going to look to do is I'm going to place my ball, all right, at the first step. All right. Now with this, we are looking for 3 different shots. Some of you might already know your footballing skills. Some of you might already know your shots that you can do. But what we need to do today is we're going to learn 3 that I'm going to teach you. So one is going to be our laced shot. So we're going to use our laces, all right, and we're going to look for more of a driven one, a driven strike of the ball. We're going to use the inside and we're going to look for more of a place shot. So it's almost like a passed shot with power into an area. And then the final one, all right, we're going to look for is a curled shot. So when it spins round, all right. So the first one we're going to do is we're just going to do the strike of the ball. And I'm going to do it facing you guys so that you can clearly see it. So when I've got the ball in front of me here, when I run up to the ball, you don't want to be 100 million miles away. You want to be within a few steps, all right? And I'm going to, when I step up to the ball, so once I've got my few steps away, I'm going to step up to the ball. I'm left-footed, so my right foot is my non-kicking foot. My non-kicking foot is going to go planted next to the ball. So when I step in, I plant there just to the side of it, all right? And then the part that my left foot, which is my striking foot, is going to kick. All right, we're going to use our laces, we're going to point our toes slightly, and we're going to drive through with our knee over the ball. So when I strike, can we see that? If I do it the other way so you can see. So my non-kicking foot goes there, and then my knee's there. Ready? So it's there, and then I'm striking. So I'm trying to keep the ball low. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate for you is that strike. All right, so once you've learned it, that you can go away and play with it. So I'm going to come up to it, I'm going to strike, and I keep that ball low with speed and power to drive through. So if there was a goalkeeper, you'll be able to get that. Now that doesn't matter whether that is your football or your hockey stick, because my foot is my stick in this, and my stick is my foot. So when I've got that ball there, the only part is you've only got one leg. All right, I know that might sound a little bit funny. We've only got one leg because that's the striking leg. All right, but we're gonna start, we're not gonna come all the way back here. All right, just like in football, we're not going to run away 5, 10, 15 yards and then run up to it. We're just going to pull it back a little bit, so probably 2 steps, and then we're going to strike through. So as we do it, it's there, and remember we step and drive the ball. So we're doing our driven shots. So it's there, and then strike, all right? That's what I'm looking for. So hopefully that you guys will understood them, all right? So we're stepping through. So just like my non-kicking foot is planted next to it, with this one, all right, I step into it with my body and I drive that stick, all right? I want you to spend 5 or 6 minutes, if you go away, and I want you to practice that first one because the practicing is going to be the bit where you improve. You now know how to do it because I've taught it. Please rewind it if you're not sure and you can watch it again, all right? And then I want you to spend 5 or 6 minutes practicing it at home, all right? Make sure that we are outside for this one. Make sure you've also got enough space. So we're not trying to do it where there's glass or where there's objects that might get broken. Try and use a little bit of space. Remember, if you haven't got 3 goals or you haven't got space for 3 goals, 1 goal is absolutely fine, all right? The 3 goals is for the later bit, but you could keep working with the 1 goal, all right? So pause the video, get ready for the next part. Okay guys, welcome back. You should have done your first one, and yep, we've certainly got time for some more. So the next one we're going to do, we are going to look at our curled pass, all right? So the curl one is one that we can't do as well with the hockey sticks, but we still give it a go because it's still looking at the transferable skills of shooting. So the curl one is if I've got this ball here, all right, what I may do, I'm using more of the front. Oh, I've got muddy. All right, I'm looking for the front of the inside of my foot. All right, the same thing applies. You're stepping, all right, and you're going to wrap your foot round the ball. All right, so not too far it goes over there, but just enough so when we strike, we're aiming forwards, but your foot is coming slightly round the ball and leading into those corners. All right, so we're ready. So I'm just going to try a little bit of a curl there, but sometimes at the start it might not happen. So what we're going to look to do, and I'm going to do it again, and this is where the opportunity of practice comes in. The more you do it with the correct technique, the better you will become. All right, so I'm just wrapping it. There we go. Did we see the curl around it? That's what we're looking for. So we're just coming slightly across our body, wrapping our foot round it, and then curling with this part here. Can everyone see this part? Can everyone see? It's that part there. All right, so we're wrapping round the ball. With our hockey stick and our hockey ball, we're not able to do it as well, but you just have to wrap round slightly. So if we're here, we're just, there we go, as we see it spin round. All right, so remember there's a difference between the wrap, all right, so the curling one and the driven one. The driven one gets there a lot quicker. The wrap and the curl is that one where we might be aiming for those corners, all right? So what I want you to do, again, pause the video, because once you know how to do it, it's about your repetition, which means about your practice, you doing it over and over again. So what I want you to challenge you with is, can you spend another 5 or 6 minutes giving that a go? It is a harder one, so you might want to spend a little bit more time, so it's up to you how long you spend, but I'm looking at least 5 or 6 minutes to be able to practice it, know what you're doing, understand it, and try and improve. As I say, the more you do it, the better you will become. So pause the video, have that go at that, and then come back to us for the next part, all right, and we'll be ready to do the final skill with you before we give you a competition, all right? Okay, home learners, we are back ready for the final skill. The final skill that we're looking at is going to be, all right, our placed pass, all right, or placed shot, all right? So in here, we are looking for the objective, all right, your mission is to try and look for your accuracy. So when the ball is there, I'm looking, it might be when the ball comes across to us, maybe from a pass, it might be where you might have a stationary ball, you might have controlled it, but we're now looking for the accuracy. So if we've got those cones in there, we're now looking for that place. There we go, all right, so I've hit the side net in there. So I've looked for that placed shot into the corner, all right? I might try a more difficult one, and that's one area I could go. So a place shot is about placing the ball into an area. It's not just about hitting only one. So I might go for a more difficult one, and I might try for that corner. Oh, I hit the post. But we might go for higher, we might go for taller. One more time, let's see if I can do this. Remember, this is a little bit of competition for you as well. Can we place that ball? There we go, all right, into those corners. So I'm not hitting it as hard as I can. I'm looking for the accuracy to hit an area, all right? And then the same thing with our hockey. When we look at those transferable skills, all right, when that ball is here, all right, and I might place it. So I might be just looking, I might go for that corner again, and I might place, or I was close, but not close enough. So there's not always that chance of success, but remember, it's you haven't managed it yet, all right? You can't do it yet. I might go and get that again and do it another 5, 6 times and get it every time, all right? But it might only take one time for me to get it, all right? So remember, it's a not yet moment. So can you now go and practice that one? Practice placing your shot into an area of the goal to try and score, all right? Let's say 5 minutes, come back to us, and then enjoy the final part of the lesson. Hey, competition time, home learners. So what we're going to be doing this time, all right, and we should just have enough time for it. This time we're going to be looking for you guys to have a bit of a competition. So the reason we've got 2 markers out there, the reason we've got our cones in here is we're going to look to trying to achieve, all right, quick striking. So I might, for example, and I'm just going to do a demonstration here because I'm very aware that I want you to get on and play, all right? So we might try, you've got 3 different shots, so 3 different ones. Not only have you got 3 different types of shots, but you've got 2 different markers, and you've got a hockey sport to play and a football sport to play. So the real key thing that you're looking at is making sure that we're working both. And this is where the 3-goal game comes in, if you want to play it or if you have enough for 3 goals. So you might mark the same thing out 3 times. So you've got 2 cones, 1 goal, marker inside each, and you've got that 3 times repeated, all right? But I'm just gonna do it in 1 goal now. So I might, for example, all right, I might try that place shot again. Oh, I've gone down the middle, so the keeper might have moved across. I've gone down the middle, and then Mr. Massey will pass him the ball, nice and quick. I would then quickly move on to the next one, and then I might strike, and then I might go and grab the ball, quickly back to the next one, and then I might try a driven shot, all right, and then so on. So I keep moving back and forward, maybe give it a go 5 times, all right? So that means you've done 10 shots all in total. See if you can work up a bit of a sweat, see how many goals you score, and have some fun with it, all right? Remember, the 3 shots we've worked on today, all right, across the transferable skill is our low driven, we're looking at our placement shots, which is our accuracy, and then we're looking at our curled efforts, all right? Well done today, home learners. Thank you for joining us on our journey of home learning. Hopefully we don't have to do any more videos, only because of the fact that you'll all be back in school and we can teach you alongside all your teachers, all your PE, all right? So take care for now. We'll see you next week.